Famous YouTuber and Twitch streamer Moist Critical recently uploaded a clip talking about graded cards. I'm going to do a live react to it right now. Let's go. This is one of my favorite ways to produce content. I love reaction videos, and I love consuming them, and I've done quite a few of them in the past. It's been a while, but let's, without further ado, jump into this video by Moist Critical.
Do you think card grading is a scam? I don't think it's a scam. I think it's highly worthless, though. Unless you're trying to make a living as a card seller, I don't know why the fuck you'd ever grade your cards.
Right off the rip, we're getting hot and spicy. He doesn't think it's a scam, but he doesn't think you should ever do it unless you're selling cards, which some could think that it's you're scamming people that are buying them, but it's based on what he said.
Or maybe it has personal meaning to you. In that case, that's fine too. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for it. But it is so expensive to get your cards graded.
I am definitely one of those people that love to grade the cards I love, and that's it. Like that is me. Like that in a nutshell, that's exactly who I am. I do grade and sell cards, but I also do the latter.
And it takes like a fucking year to get them back.
When was this recorded? 13 days ago. Is there a date? Okay, so yeah, this was recorded December 25th last year. So literally 2 weeks ago or so. So that's pretty interesting, his hot take there. It's definitely not that long anymore, bro. But yeah, it's vastly improved their turnaround times.
It is not worth it at all, in my opinion. Unless, of course, again, you're trying to be like a card seller as a profession.
I wonder if he has any sports cards or if he's ever did any like keeping up on that market or how that's gone in forever, or comic books, because it seems like there's a good reason to do it and just encapsulate your cards and have them there. But let's see how he elaborates. I would love to get monetized to just
they go back to $10
talk about this type of
sure.
stuff.
Well, yeah, if it was cheaper, I'd say, yeah, fucking go hog wild. Bro, like, here, I pulled up the prices before. I'll do it again. Like, here, we'll do PSA, but I actually think Beckett's much worse with their prices.
Right now, it's not too bad.
Here's their service and prices for PSA grading. $18 a card on just bull.
Yeah, so this being recorded December 25th, there was a $15 TCG option. So that's the best it's been in a long, long time. And me being, I'm hypercritical on PSA, CGC, like that is by far the best we've seen and we'll probably see for a little while.
Bulk uselessness of cards that are 200 or less. Then it's 30 a card for 400 or 500 or more, all the way up to $600 a card if it has a perceived declared value of 10K or less. That's crazy. And here, God forbid you have like a really like rare, worthwhile card.
Man,
look at that.
This is I don't know, $10,000 for a $250,000 card does not seem too bad. At all.
It's sickening. I don't know why you would.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Again, unless you are just trying to make a career out of fucking selling graded cards.
Think about it though. The cards like the $12.6 million Mickey Mantle card, you would never buy that as a buyer unless it was authenticated as a real card. The grading is just additional. Like, the authentication, proving a thing is real, is the biggest part of these high-end expensive items. The grade, the number assigned to the card, I think is just bonus material.
Which I would never recommend. I don't know why you'd want to make a career out of selling graded cards. You'd probably have a better career selling, like, actual product.
It's so easy to ship graded cards, though. They fit into little bubble mailers. Man, it's pretty nice. Like having to ship, like even when you get to booster box size items, and that is a decently compact item. That still it gets expensive quick to ship
Like
those.
old packs, old boxes, and shit like that, as opposed to the singles.
Nah,
Bet you're gonna do it? Nope. I've never graded a single card of mine. I do have a couple graded cards, but it's because in order to get that card, they only had graded on.
see, he's got some graded cards. I know from past videos he has 16. I think it's the original base set here, but maybe those ones aren't graded.
Options available. No one sells them raw. But trust me, if they had them raw, I would have bought them raw. I do not give a fuck about graded cards.
So I wonder if they're higher value or lower value. I personally didn't know he had any graded cards, so that's cool.
These are tier 1 Smog and the Resub Octopi.
Yeah, so I recently discovered his channel, watching some reaction videos he's done to other things. I think he did the CoffeeZilla one, and I think I watched a hour and 50-minute long reaction that he did to a police chase. That thing was amazing.
What are they? What my few graded cards? I've shown them before. I'll show them again.
Let's go. What do we got? I'm guessing it's got to be a PSA slab.
For Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
This one's the 1998 Mirror Force.
That's dope. The original Mirror Force from Bandai collection. See, this is a card I would never buy unless it was authenticated. I'd have even though some fakes can get through the cracks, it's something like this is an expensive card. Like raw, like beat up condition, you're talking $2,000 plus. In a BGS 9, I don't think I've seen one graded that high. That's an expensive card.
Or Konami had Yu-Gi-Oh. So this was Bandai when they printed it.
I think there was three cards.
Pretty confident this
Mirror
is the
Force,
only
Swords of Revealing Light.
I got this years ago, way
and
before
a third
the
card.
boom.
I can't, or maybe it was just
So
those
I've had
two.
this for a long time. So this is the old Mirror Force. This is the first print of it. And then
yeah, like I said, having that authenticated, like there's fakes out there.
the other one, this comes from Gladiator Assault. This is the
just makes it easier to resell it when it comes time to that. Obviously, if you're gonna hold on to it forever, might as well just be chilling. Crack it out if you want to.
Magic Formula Secret Rare.
Another Yu-Gi-Oh card.
This
Respect.
this was one of the.
Just now seeing he's got like a Jungle Booster box. Looks like a Fossil, a Team Rocket. Ghost rares from an uncut. It might not be an uncut sheet. These might be uncut sheets. I can't really tell.
The hardest ones to find because nobody has these, so I had to get it graded, which was unlucky. I would have much rather had it raw, but no
Crack
one had
it, dude. Split
so
that
those are
boil.
the only options there. And then I have one Pokemon card that's graded.
I wonder why those cards, like, he had to have played the game.
And it's because I couldn't get this fucking Pokemon card ungraded because everyone during the card boom graded all of their cards.
First edition. I love, what was that? Yeah, it was 2 BGS and a CGC. Not even a PSA. So when he goes to reference the prices, he went to the PSA website. It doesn't look like he even has a PSA slab. That's an expensive card.
This is the lowest grade I could find because, like I said, I do not care about.
That's the lowest grade. I recently sold a CGC, I think 3.5 for like $1,000, just to give you an idea.
About it being graded, so this is the Shining Charizard first ed. Those are my only graded ones.
3 graded cards, but he's got a bunch that's not graded.
But I wish I never had them graded. I don't like it.
You could crack them out. It's not everybody's first idea, though. Like, that 9 on that Mirror Force holds a lot of
You
value.
can crack the case open safely. No, I'm not risking ruining the card. No shot.
Okay.
Absolutely no shot.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought. Like, you got that 9 on the Mirror Force, the 9.5 on the Magic Formula.
But I know. I've seen it. Trust me, I've already looked into it, but I'm not going to risk it. There's no reason for it. I've already
Do
found
it.
cool ways of displaying them even outside of, or even inside of these cases.
I'd be curious
Like
to
I
see
said, it
how he
wasn't my
displays
preference.
his slabs. Because he just has them right around the corner there. Maybe they're on a shelf. Maybe they're on like a little, I got these little things here off Amazon. You get like a 12 pack of these things for like $10. Not even.
He's the resub Private and Ernie Interprets.
Is that it? You're not going to lay into it? 20-minute long video? Come on. That's all you got? Let's hear it. Just
What
like
card costs $250K for a PSA grading price? There's a few actually. So like a First Ed Charizard, there's I don't even think there's a single Yu-Gi-Oh card outside of like the Blackluster Soldier from the tournament back in the late 90s. The Pikachu Illustrator.
tons of cards. So he's just naming TCGs. Tons and tons of sports cards are sitting above that marker. But again, it goes back to just authentication. And the $10,000 is going to help cover the insurance for getting the card shipped back to you. That's an expensive thing to put in the hands of postal workers.
Magic the Gathering has the Black Lotus as well as the, I think, Mana Vault. But yeah, there's probably only like 10, 15 Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Magic cards that go over that. This is mainly for your sports cards.
Okay, yeah.
Because a lot of those sports card collectors go fucking crazy with their prices. No, I don't think everything in the Power 9 is $250K.
Definitely not. Definitely
Plus.
not. In
I'm pretty sure
10
it was
condition?
just the Black Lotus, and
probably.
then I thought it was Mana Vault, but maybe not.
Man. Will I ever submit a card that expensive?
Black Lotus isn't even really 250K. One just sold like 5 months ago for over $500,000, didn't it? Let me see.
Yeah, I think on those Heritage auctions. It was like a 9.5.
Yep. With Black Lotus sold at... This was a year ago. Wow, time flies. Black Lotus was sold at an auction for $511,000. And then in June 15th of this year, Post Malone just spent $800,000 on a Black Lotus.
Yeah,
That was this
expensive.
year.
Posty. It's crazy how many of those cards are in Beckett slabs. I believe
Post Malone's
Post Malone's
a big
is
MTG guy.
also in a Beckett slab. A little more lenient, I feel like, of the whitening.
Roberto, Mark, and Biffy.
Post Malone spent $800K on a Black Lotus. Damn, bro.
And the
Damn.
Tier 1 AJ.
That's insane. Like, I think it was a 9.5.
Oh yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. It's Post Malone's money. Let him spend $800,000 on it. At the very least, when it comes to card collecting, like, yeah, I think he got scammed. Like, this is way too expensive for a Black Lotus. He could have absolutely got it cheaper. But I think the reason he was fine paying that much for it is because he probably trusted the guy it came from, and it's a card collector, a community that he's clearly passionate about, so he had no problem just paying a markup to try and help that guy out and give him, like, a really big payday.
Yeah, sounds like the sale to Logan Paul almost. Similar concept.
Or maybe he really just has fuck you money and didn't even bother looking for a cheaper option.
I believe he has that money. I believe he is at that level. For certain. Just waiting for a chat question. It's amazing. Just the ultimate retainment of the chat. Just
It
chilling.
was a special Black Lotus. It was an artist's proof. Oh, this wasn't even just a normal Black Lotus. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this. I didn't read it. I was just bringing up the most recent sales of the Black Lotus.
An artist proof. I swear he bought a 9.5, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was
Oh, here you
signed.
go. An artist proof Chris Rush signed Black Lotus.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the word artist proof means. Maybe that means he signed it, but that's a really weird way to put
A
it.
normal Black Lotus goes for about $20K.
There's so many
I
different
just
ones,
find that hard to
especially the
believe. An
30th
actual
anniversary
alpha
one.
Black Lotus. I guess maybe raw. Let me see.
You can get a Black Lotus
Let's
as
just
cheap
look
as
at
probably
raw
$5
ungraded
grand
Black Lotus.
from like the
Here's an ungraded Black Lotus,
Unlimited.
and this is beta, so not as expensive as the alpha, and it's up for $42K right now.
Yeah, there's the unlimited one with the white
that's the
borders, and you get the
cheapest
gold
one. There's a
borders with
couple
the
others
sharp
at
corners.
44,
It's probably one of
45,
the
and
cheaper
50.
ones because it's not playable in tournaments, even though I believe the Black Lotus might be banned even in
And that's beta
the
too.
oldest
That's not even
formats. I
alpha.
can't even remember. But you can get, like first edition Charizard, you can get a Black Lotus sub 10K. You're just not getting an alpha or beta one. Alpha or beta one. I don't even know I don't know if I've seen a 30th anniversary one sell yet. Haven't looked in a few weeks.
Stepdad had a bunch back in the day. Him and his friends actively used them in their decks. I'm confident that your dad and his friends do not have alpha beta cards. Those are legitimately extremely rare.
Dang, just blasted his freaking chat. Like, nah, you're smoking dope.
He's a tier 1 devil.
I feel special. Owning an alpha card. Man, I'm just superior now. I don't have a Lotus, but I have a graded alpha card, and it's a 9, which is pretty cool.
Do you think there's art fraud in the card market? Absolutely. What? Yeah, of course.
Art fraud.
This is a life lesson for everyone. Any market at all, anything is going to have fraud. All of it.
Art fraud.
Now, it's going to be varying to different degrees, of course. I absolutely, 100%, I think everyone knows, like, normal modern art is mainly fraudulent. But every fucking field is going to have fraud in it. All of them. Every single fucking one of them.
Liquid Marketplace.
In some areas, it's more prevalent than others.
It's weird sitting back thinking and, like,
So you said Paul and John?
all of us grading these things and putting them into plastic and getting extreme markups on them, like, feels bad almost. But people are spending their money, man. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that, Camus. Yeah, I think Crypto King actually dropped Pokemon.
Yeah.
He hopped off it because it stopped being hot.
And then got into whatever the Crypto Zoo and got completely... Oh, no, he didn't get wrecked. He's one of the one that
Have you seen
sold
the most expensive card in the world?
and made a few $1 million.
Well, it depends on what we're talking about. If you just mean like most expensive card across anything card related, it's not going to be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. I think the most expensive card ever sold is still the Mike
Mantle.
Trout baseball card, right? I think that went for $6 million a few years ago.
No, sir. Mickey Mantle, 9.5
Yes, sir.
SGC, 12.6 million,
Oh no, Mike Trout sold for $3.9 million.
which is
Okay, it's
insane.
not the most expensive. All right, what's the most expensive? Then someone spoil it for me. I
That's
thought it was Mike Trout being
insane.
the most expensive, but his sold for about $4 million.
Mike Trout, a guy still
It's a
playing
Honus Wagner.
in the league. That's insane. It's not Honus either.
Yep, 7.2.
Nope.
Yep, the Honus Wagner sold for 7.25 mil.
12.6 million on a Mickey
Yes, the
Mantle
most
card.
expensive cards are not going to be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic. They're sports cards every single time.
But technically, the Illustrator did sell
Mantle
for
sold
$5
12.
million
According to
ish
this
dollar
article,
value.
the rare Honus Wagner baseball card is the most expensive card ever sold. It might not be the most expensive card ever listed. Let me see. Maybe the Mickey Mantle is listed for more.
Oh, he might find it now.
Oh yeah, Jesus, the Mickey. Oh wait. Oh, this just happened. That's why.
Yep, he's seeing it.
Is this accurate?
He's like, what? It's so much money. $12.6 million.
Yep. Oh, this just happened. That's why it wasn't there. 1952 Mickey Mantle rookie baseball card sold for a record $12.6 million in August 27th of this year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Sports card collectors love SGC.
Holy shit.
It's a thing. I think the two highest selling cards ever.
Who the
That
fuck bought
Honus
that?
Wagner and 7 million
Mickey
something.
Mantle's son. I have no fucking idea.
And
I don't
the
know
Mickey
who would
Mantle
want
one.
that badly for
Or both
12.6
SGC
mil.
slabs.
Jesus Christ.
12.6 effing
And it was
million.
fake? No way.
Was not fake.
No, I don't believe that.
SGC would have gone under as a company if that card came out as fake.
Where can I find out about that?
It's not fake, bro. You're getting trolled. That is,
Let me see,
it
I'm
was
gonna look that up
insane.
right now.
Recently, having submitted sports cards to SGC, completely
Nothing
got
comes up when
wrecked.
I'm looking for it.
Completely got wrecked.
This would be huge news if that turned out to be fake. That'd be a $12.6 million fake. That'd be like one of the most
you would have heard
expensive
about that.
counterfeits ever.
You definitely would have heard about that.
There's
then.
no shot. This also went through such like rigorous inspection too. I'm reading about it here.
Oh yeah.
Like before it was ever listed on the auction. There's no shot this was fake.
Yeah. Several people would have got fired. And SGC wouldn't be a company anymore. I mean, maybe they would, because Baseball Card Exchange continues to exist. Grading.
Listen to the history.
They
of this
might be
card
grading
in particular.
Pokemon packs and
the recently
packs
auctioned
still,
Mickey
but-
Mantle card sold for $1,000. Then 6 years later, Rosen repurchased the card for $40,000. He then sold it to a New Jersey waste management executive, Anthony Giordano, for what was then a record price of $50,000. This is back like, when is this? 60s? Or timeline's a little fucked here. So then Giordano held onto the card for 30 years before putting it up for auction, and the rest is history. It just sold for 12.6 mil.
solid ROI.
Man, that guy must feel awful. Like he sold it for $1,000. But then again, he had to hold on to this shit for 30 years.
It's a long
So this would have been the 80s
effing
then.
time. Just
He
thinking
would've
about
finally got his hands on this.
Just thinking about holding my cards for 30 effing years. I'll be 62. 62. You're coming down to the last chapters of life there. That's
Card in
crazy.
the 80s.
It's a long time away.
Thanks, resub Chroma and Toad and Wayeti, Shroobs and the Prime Justin, and 5 gift subs Fish. Thank you,
It's
Fish. And Tier 1 Corey and resub.
I was hoping he'd
Silver
go
and
in a little
Prime
bit more
Duximo.
on the graded cards, but it is interesting to hear his take how he does not like them at all, and he would even rip
And resub
his
Rightwise.
out of his case if he could. Like he'd rather have those cards raw, which is insane to me.
Resub Saint.
Having them, especially in a Beckett slab, that thing's going nowhere. Like that thing is sturdy. You're never
Man
going to
was
get
jailed in
damaged.
Michigan for selling fake baseball cards for almost 3 years. Not surprised.
Of course, it's
That is
Michigan.
not surprising at all.
Yeah, just the protection, the authentication. It's huge for expensive stuff like that. Some of the modern cheap stuff,
Even Tier 1 Kindred.
yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
sell one of your cards in 30 years if they're worth 12 mil? What the fuck? Of course I would. Jesus Christ, yeah. All of my cards are in such terrible condition, I'd easily just rebuy it. In bad condition again.
The Mirror Force is a
If
9.
one of my cards for some reason shot up to 12 mil, absolutely. I'd dump that in a heartbeat. What are you talking about? I don't have like any one of a kinds in here. Everything you see just looks really good in the frame, but they're actually not in good condition. Because I don't really care about the condition.
I gotta check the.
Like, they're not ruined or anything, but they're not PSA 10s, I'll tell you what.
Bandai Mirror Force Pop Report. I'm not even going to try to look it up on Beckett. These are the promos. So it was Swords of Revealing Light, Mirror Force, Gate Guardian, Wicked Chain, Blue Eyes, White Dragon 3 Body
Imagine West
Connection.
Esports with 10 mil invested. Oh, fuck me. We'd be going big. We'd be going so buck wild
These are
right now.
sales. I want Pop.
We'd have more teams in every fucking game. Except League. That's still too expensive, but...
So
everything
there is
shy
a
of League.
total of 170 cards graded. And there are 12 of these Mirror Forces graded at PSA. It's a pretty rare card. The highest grade is a PSA 9. He owns a Beckett 9. That's a pretty sick card, dude. I would definitely... There's a PSA 10 Swords Revealing Light. from this Bandai
Post
promo
Malone
set.
was on game nights. He does play MTG. Well, I know he does. He's a huge MTG guy.
That's sick.
I'm well aware of that.
But man, that's awesome. It's interesting to see somebody with graded cards and so many cards behind them get their take on graded cards, and shocked actually that he thinks it's not a scam, but he doesn't see why people do it unless they're flipping. Like I said, I'm standing by it. It's the authentication for me. Like a lot of the first edition base set cards I have, the old Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have, it's something that authentication is huge. But also on top of that, I'm a guy of conditional rarity. I want the best of the best. It's not just nostalgia for me. Like I'm not sad because that's how I originally was collecting. I'm not just satisfied by binder collections anymore. I didn't really graduate from that by any means because God love the people that do it. That's awesome. A lot of people do, but it's just not me anymore. And yeah, I definitely love it. I love that Moist Critical here is a card collector, has them all over his room. Much respect, dude. Great clip, great video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good one. Peace.